in a busy world, getting logistics taken care of is important. You got to get your merchandise from one location to another. We're going to talk about it. We've got an expert. Stay tuned. Welcome everyone to Your Little Castle Show, where we are highlighting those leaders in our community who are making a difference. Those who have taken the chance to start a company, for instance. And boy, if you're going to get anything done these days, you've got to tactically get the logistics taken care of. And we're talking about getting your merchandise, your product to the market. Is that true?
Yeah. So you call us. So anytime you need anything shipped or picked up, you reach out to us, and we will either send you a quote on how much it's going to cost for that, item to get picked up and delivered, and we make sure we vet all the carriers, so we make sure all carriers are vetted.
So yeah, if talk to Michael, and he will help you to get whatever it is you need. And you've got the pricing all set up according to the size, the load, the distance.
So
everything is pretty well determined.
Yeah, everything's pretty determined. So usually people will send us the load information. So they'll be like, hey, I need a lane quoted. So depending pickup and deliveries, that's how we quote the lane, and then we send it to the shipper. And then if approved, then they'll just send the rest of the load to us, and right from there we take off. We start trying to find carriers. If I already have a vetted carrier network I use, so I'll reach out to all the ones I've worked with in the past that I know do a really good job, and I know they're 100% legit, and they're never miss a delivery or miss a pickup appointment. And we always communicate with the shipper constantly, so we always let them know what's going on with their load. And we also require every driver to track, and we send it to the shipper so they can see where their load is at all times.
There you go. The technology these days can make it happen. First, a shout out, Your Little Castle, brought to you by Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle. See what we did there? But you might have had that furniture delivered through a shipping company, a logistics company. That, well, like I said, we're going to put them up on the wall here. You got a nice looking website and a resource on the internet, this new Facebook thing that might have been, this could have been done by our guests here, Pure Route Logistics. Logistics with military precision. You've got a military background. You served in our country, in our United States Army, is that right?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
Tell me, how do you feel that has helped play into the way this has become an efficient method for you to run a business? You learn a lot, Michael, from the military.
In the military, you learn a lot, especially with, it kind of ties in with integrity, precision, always being there all the time, making sure you show up, making sure that, if I tell you something, that's word, because I'm not going to lie to you. If something happened, I'm going to tell you. And the military part teaches you, like I said, it teaches you integrity, precision, teaches you how to drive forward and always be willing to take those risks, because you never know what those risks might wind up turning out good for you, might be bad for you, but you always got to take those risks at some time.
And somebody with the military background, you've been through a lot of the risky situations and also had to pull things through and make sure no matter what it got done. Right?
Yep.
Tell me, what led you here to logistics? Somebody with a military background, you might imagine that, but does it go further than that? Where did you get into this originally, and what led you there?
So I have a brother-in-law that actually owns his own company, and I got kind of tied up with him by watching what he does and asking him questions, and showing how the market works and stuff. And then I started realizing, like, hey, this ties really well in my military background. It shows that I know how to work hard, I know how to show up, I know how to talk to people. So just overall, just always being able to have that communication with someone, understanding not only how the carriers will talk to you, but how to talk to a shipper, how to direct your focus on a daily basis. So
right. Yeah, that's important. Communication is key, and something that takes you in the military. And how many total years in the military did you say that?
I served 7 years in the military.
7 years, yeah. So you've got that kind of a background that plays nicely into what you've got here.
Yeah.
What led you specifically into this? Did you say, "Hey, man, I want to buy a truck"? Was your cousin, who was it? You said.
My brother-in-law, they have their own trucking company as well. I've always been interested in the logistics, because I've always like, man, I wonder how that truck is going down the road. Growing up, always seeing that, you're like, man, how does this happen? And then I got retired from the military, and I had really no clear path of what I want to do. You know, I graduated college and like now what do I do? So I was like, when my brother-in-law came into our family, he brought along his business. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go and check out, see how this works. And I started liking how, you know, how a shipper calls him, or, you know, he talks to a carrier, how, you know, how he vets carriers and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
I'm like, man, this is awesome. I really like this. And, you know, just the constant pressure that you get put under to see how you perform, you know, that's where it like gets you. It's like, man, I got this.
Well, that military background prepared you for that too. That's kind of exciting. What is it that you really enjoy most about this as a professional, as somebody that you like? You don't mind that pressure? I mean, there's a very successful Mr. Crane, I believe his name is from St. Louis, started a big logistics company. Now he owns the Houston Astros. Ooh, the Astros. But is your goal ultimately to grow and get, you know, become a national company, or where are you at?
So we have big ambitions, you know, but we're starting small because, you know, we don't want to go put too many hands in a pot. But eventually we do want to go. We want to be the #1 logistic company in America. That's our goal. We want our name to be the only name brought up when there's anything that's being moved. That we want them to think about us all the time.
Yeah, well, continue to put the effort in, work hard, and produce will help you to get there, and make it on this little planet. What is it you feel as though that most caters to your personality? It seems like you've seen that your ability to handle pressure, but also to get the job done under that pressure. What is it that fits your personality that most jives with what you're doing here?
I'm very charismatic. You know, I know how to talk to anybody. I know how to speak the lingo of a driver, or I know how to speak the lingo of a logistics or anyone. I'm just very easygoing, and you know, I know how to talk to people and how to carry that conversation on. And it always excites me when I get something new, because it's like, oh, this is a new thing, so let me dive into this and figure it out. And you know, I talk to people and I learn how to address people the right way, how to, you know, be less serious, but a little bit more relaxed in talking to people. I learned how to slow down when I talk, because before I used to the military way of talking. I used to talk really fast and really loud.
Right.
So now it's just like
that.
A lot of people like my personality. They just say I'm very easygoing, and you know, that's what I try to put out there. I'm pretty easygoing, you know, but I'm very hard. I'm a very hard worker, and when I have my mind on something, I get it done.
Yeah, getting it done. Again, back to what we said, if you're going to run a business these days, you've got to come through. We understand the pressure of producing 3 TV shows a week to go on ABC, and it's just you got to follow through, make sure, persist, have a system in place. Do you think that military background allowed you to help you to develop a system-style mentality towards this? Because logistics, obviously, is very well coordinated.
Yeah, it really did. It helps me. It's weird because it's hard to put down on paper, but in my mind, I have all of it in my head, how to do it, when to do it, and I just sit down and get it done without thinking about it, and I just move forward with it, because in my head I can see all the steps that need to be done, so I'll just sit down and start mapping out it. Prime example, yesterday we got a load request. It was a 24 hours, a quick, needs to be picked up and delivered. I jumped on, I took care of it. I got the carrier right away. First carrier fell off, but I had to set back up, got it taken care of, and it'll be picked up today and delivered tomorrow on time, just like they wanted it.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot. I guess the technology allows for that, but if you're got a handle on all that, we're going to talk a little bit about technology here at later on in the show. But you've got a good handle on all that, and again, so much. What did you end up getting your college degree in?
Business administration management with management into accounting as well. So I got a dual bachelor's.
Yeah, you've got it all tied in there, and that all ties in well with logistics, because logistically you better have a good understanding of business. Yeah. Because you're dealing with that. And it's interesting, you talked about how you had a backup. So the first guy fell through, whatever happened, but you got another answer. So because you'd already committed to that job, so once you've committed, you've got to come through.
Anytime a problem arises, we never bother the shipper about it. I'll take care of it. And if it's an issue I need to address with the shipper, I will make sure I cross all those T's before I even call them. And I'll make sure I have that answer that I know they're going to ask me.
Well, important stuff again as we get into the details. We're always trying to highlight those, like I said, the leaders that are taking that leap. Did you contemplate going into the corporate world or working for somebody else, or were you bent on having your own company from the beginning?
I've always the funny thing is I've always wanted my own company. I don't fit in well with normal, big time jobs where go to work 9 to 5 and be under someone else's thumb basically and always do what they wanted. I've never had that mindset. I've always, growing up, when I owned my own business, just never knew where I wanted to land. And, eventually I started loving the logistics, and then I just ran with it. I fell in love with it, and I was like, this is what I want to do, so I'm going to go heads in, and that's what I did.
Well, yeah, taking the bull by the horns, if you will, is a good way to start off with any company. You just got to go for it. What do you think has led to your success so far that's helped keep you successful on the path?
Right now, my family, my business partner, Jay Pasick, we're all in this together. We understand that the hours is going to require, and the time to put in, and you got to sacrifice some things, because if you want your business to grow, you got to have that support in the back to understand what you're doing. So right now, I cater to my family, my business partner. It's just been really good.
Well, it's that dedication. We talk about it as a small business owner. You got to stay up late. You got to get up early and spend the hours and time to do so, to make sure that you come through. A lot of clients that you've had say good things about you. We were looking at some of your reviews. How does it make you feel to have people that are already giving you a good shout out? How long have you been in business now?
Less than a year.
Less than a year. And already, we put up the reviews here in a minute, but getting those reviews, how important is that to your business, do you think?
It's very important, because then you get an idea of how you're coming off to other companies and how you're working with them. It's coming straight from them, so you're not persuading it. It's just you ask for an honest review, and you accept the review as it is, and how it turns out. You pray always for good ones, and so far we got some really good ones, so we're pretty happy about that, and we want to keep it going. So
I'll put that up on the wall here for everybody. But yeah, already got all 5 stars, few reviews going there, and doing good work to keep your customers happy, as we all know, essential these days, and keep those reviews coming. And I guess one of the things I've learned, some of you've dealt with this, if there is a problem, and there might be the potential for somebody to have a bad experience, if you don't take care of it, it's taking care of that problem, and there's going to be problems.
Yeah, there's always going to be.
You deal with those and take care of it.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't always predict what's going to go wrong. There's always something that's going to go wrong, but you have to have the fortitude to not buckle underneath that pressure. You just got to be like, okay, well, this happened, so let's figure this out, and let's make it right, and let's get it done.
Make it right and get it done. We've got a lot of guys we work with from military and police background, and those who we want to highlight too. So we got a little charity group that we put on recently that we interviewed at a golf tournament they have annually. So we will share with you a little bit about that fun we got to have in the community. Stay tuned. We'll be inspired. Will Bates, everybody. Will be inspired. Tell me about the event you got going on here.
Oh, we got a golf tournament today. Got some people coming out to support our military veterans and first responders. Everything that we raise today goes towards benefiting them, mental and physical health, overall wellness, wellness retreats, outdoor retreats, gym memberships. You think of it, you name it. That's what we do. So this is all to benefit them. I appreciate everybody coming out and taking action. Thank you.
We're at Old Hickory Golf Course. Been here for a number of events. Great crowd here.
Yep.
How many people turn out for this thing so far?
There'll be at least 170 people here.
170 golfers, everybody. All right, if they need the Cardinal Cowboy to give out some free golf lessons, I might be doing that later. Don't wait for that. Don't wait for that.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
All right, man. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Get up. We'll see you guys. Get up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner, to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you, and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. So there you go, and we'd like to talk about how media has changed the world. So pick up this book called Magnetize Media. Yours truly wrote the introduction here, the foreword. This is the #1 seller on Amazon, and you see this thing is filled with all kinds of information. They made me put my picture in there, but literally, like, if you want to learn about how media can be used, we all have one of these little smartphones in our pockets. These things can allow you to connect and do everything you need to get the word out about your business. But with that, how has the world evolved technology-wise? I mean, being a logistics company, you're dealing with a whole lot of stuff that has to be coordinated, and technology is the way that's getting done these days.
Yeah, so we use what they call trucker tools. So we have an app for tracking. We also have RMIS, verify. It dives into the MC numbers, tells us exactly everything about that carrier, everything we need to know, gives us that peace of mind that the carrier we're choosing, we know that it's a legitimate company and that they're going to get that job done the way we want it done, and ties into everything from phone calls. You can have AI answer your phone for you, make the appointments for you. It's crazy how much it has rejuvenized the logistics world, because now it's like you can sit there and be on another call, but have an AI sound just like you, answer the phone and get that load scheduled, and do everything you can do. Just it's like having another person there with you.
Yeah, technology is core to the way the world has evolved, and if you're not keeping up with technology, it will take you over, because so much of the planet now depends on it. And it's like you said, specifically in a world of logistics, you've got to keep that intact. Tell me though, as a startup, as a smaller company, what are some of the benefits you offer somebody from a cost perspective? I can imagine there's all kinds of variables you have that you control your costs, but what is it you offer that kind of sets you apart?
What sets us apart is that we're able to, being a small company, we're able to provide that needed attention, one-on-one attention with that shipper. We can put that time in that needs to be done for that, whatever needs to be done. Versus like bigger companies, you're just a number on a spreadsheet for them. They're just going to take your load, get it done, and move on. With us, we're going to follow up with you constantly. We're going to always reach out to you. Even when the load's done, we're going to call you. We're going to talk to you. We're going to see if there's any other needs you need. We provide our personal cell phone number, so we're available 24 hours a day. When we say 24, we mean 24. You call me at 2 in the morning, I'll jump in my office and I'll start working on what you need done.
Well, there you have it. Yeah, like we talked about, that's the attention you can get from small business owners, and we'd like to highlight that, because so often, it's nothing against the big guys. I think they do a great job, but there's a place for smaller businesses who can be more adept, more reactive, and take care of a particular issue more quickly, like a call at 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been there myself, and you've got to make sure you're available to help your customers. Why would you recommend somebody choose you guys? What's the real differentiator for you?
why I choose us is because we bring a unique niche into the market. You know, I bring in the logistics side. My business partner brings in the AI, the IT side. You know, we're certified to haul government contracts, civilian contracts. We're also type of people. It's like, if you know, you can call us, be like, and talk to us forever. You know, we have that one-on-one time that we can always set up for you. What we tell you is what we promise you. So if I tell you I can deliver this load, I'll get that load delivered. I don't care if I have to go pick it up myself. I will go do it and get it done for you.
There you go, and that's what you get from small business owners. And you know, when you're driven to succeed, that's what you own your own company. They say if anybody who is the owner, that's who's going to make sure these things get done. What particulars? I noticed on your Facebook page you've got some certifications here. Tell me a little bit about these and what they mean.
Yeah, so SDVSOB stands for Service Veteran Owned Small Business, and then you have SDVE, which is Service Disabled Entrepreneur or Enterprise. My bad. Those are what sets us apart in the market, because being a wounded veteran, we're able to provide these certifications that lets shippers know that, hey, you're working with a legitimate military company that will offer you precision, integrity, and get that stuff done for you the right way. These just help us with our background because it certifies us in the market of who we are and what we stand for. We are a veteran-owned company, and we stand behind what we represent. We want everyone to know that we are a veteran-owned company, and we will never taint our name. If I tell you I'm doing something, I'll get it done for you. I don't care if it takes me 24 hours, but I'll figure it out.
Well, that's what we talk about. Being dedicated to a military background many times leads to that and helps you to gain the sense of responsibility, because in the military there's no halfway getting it done.
No.
It's either done or you're in the brig, et cetera, right? What do you think some of the other benefits are as a small business owner? Give me an example of something that really helps you to be more adept to answering and fixing a problem.
So by being a small business, you know, we're able to focus all of our time and attention on each load that we get or each thing we have to do. So if I get a load and I'm taking care of it, for example, like I said, I had that load came into me as a 24-hour turnaround. I put all my attention on it. I got a carrier taken care of, but I always have a backup. So if the first carrier falls off or something happens with them, I have my second one. I'll reach out to them. What sets us apart is being able to give that attention to detail and give that attention as needed, you know, for that type of load. So if it's a quick turnaround, if you don't have that attention span or that time to get it taken care of, you might miss that second carrier that would have taken it for you. But now time you get back to it, like, he's already covered, he's already taken care of. But for us, I'm able to talk to both of them. You know, I'm like, hey, I got a primary right now, but you're a backup. If anything happens, please don't cover it. And I was able to call that second guy, got it taken care of, and the shipper was happy. There was no issues, and everything is going to plan right now.
There's a lot of people that would say, you don't need a backup plan. Stay with the main plan. No, you need a backup just because sometimes things don't come through that. They say burn the ships. Well, then you have no other resort in our planet. You have to have backup.
Yep.
And you've learned that, and I've already had the systems to put that in place. Tell me that, we've got about 5 minutes left here, but what is the biggest mistake that consumers make when they're selecting a logistics company to deliver their goods?
To be honest with you, I always say the biggest mistake they do is they choose the name and they'll choose the size of the company, if that makes sense. They don't really dive into that company. They don't really dive in to see what they can offer their company, you know, versus a small company. They kind of pass us up because, like, oh, they're a small company, so I don't think they can provide what we're asking for. But a lot of times the small companies have more to offer than what these big guys have to offer, and we stand out more because we have our name on the line, so we're willing to put that time in, put that effort in. Bigger companies, not trying to knock on bigger companies, but 9 to 5, they're done by 5. Smaller business, I'm 24 hours. I would stay in my office until 2, 3 in the morning until that load is done.
There you go. That's what we're talking about, and sticking with it to make sure that you get it done. We had Will Bates on there. Will be inspired. You actually are familiar with Will and have worked out with him, and he's helped you through a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that both? Does he have a military background as well? I know he's a former police officer.
I know he's a police officer. I don't remember if he's military, but yeah, he's been there for me. He's helped me out. He's led me. He's taught me. Just by watching him, he's inspired me a lot more. So he was a big supporter when I first started around St. Louis and started doing things I needed to get done.
Well, tell me, what do you like about St. Louis? Why is St. Louis a great market for what you're trying to accomplish?
St. Louis is a great hub. I mean, we have a lot to offer here. We have barges, we have trains, we have planes, So we're kind of like in that middle. So it's a good area to be in because there's a lot of logistics around here that needs to be picked up, delivered, or whatever. It's all right here, so it's the best place to be when you need to get it done.
Yeah, there's so much that is being centrally located as we are here in the United States in the middle of the country. The gateway to the West, a lot of resources. You said that plays into your logistics and what you can offer your customers.
Yeah, it plays a lot into it, and again, being military, it's like I can operate anywhere, as long as the logistics is good there, I can operate anywhere, and if it's not, I'll make it good.
There you go. Take a quick preview of your website. I want people to understand before I show the website. Tell me, what is the process somebody wants to hire you?
So if someone wants to hire us, they can go to our website. It's purerouteslogistic.com. On there, you're going to find a bunch of request quotes. You just click on that button. You can call us directly, call us directly. Text me. I have my personal number on our website. It'll direct us to us, and you can tell us what you need, and I'll take care of it and get it working. I provide our personal cell phone number, so I'm in constant contact with that shipper. So, or carrier. We do have, like I said, we have a vetted carrier network group that we use. So we encourage a lot of carriers to reach out to us as well to, see if they want to, sign up with us. So if we have any loads, we can just call them, keep them in business as well.
Yeah, somebody, like you said, you've got your direct cell phone. Does everybody get a specific quote? If they're going to find out how much the cost is, they're getting that quote direct from you.
They'll get it directly from me. As soon as I see that come in, I'll see it, and as soon as that's done, I'll get on it. I'll get it worked out, and I'll give you the best rate that I can find, and I'll do my best to make sure we never overcharge. We don't upcharge the rate. We stick it to the market rate, and if the rate works, and if it doesn't, we can work it out. We'll find a way to make that rate work to where both of us are happy.
As we finish up here, tell me, what is it gives you the most satisfaction about your business?
What gives me the most satisfaction about it is just seeing not only how much I've grown in this business and how much I've seen what it can do, but as far as my business partner, my family is excited about it, just seeing what an entrepreneurial lifestyle actually is and how much freedom it gives you.
That's how you do it, everybody, and we want to encourage anybody, start a company. Come up with an idea. These days, logistics is big because there's so much now. We've got all of our delivery every day. Instead of going to the store, you click a button and the package shows up at your house. You've got experts all over the world taking advantage of that. One in our building right here, he's doing a great job. You're watching the Your Little Castle Show. Stay tuned for more, everybody. Giddy up.